Have you ever caught yourself saying good or very nice over and over when you speak English? Let's be honest, using the same words makes your English sound flat and, well, a little boring. But what if I told you, with just a few smart swaps, you could sound way more fluent and confident almost instantly? Welcome to today's episode of English Express. I'm here to help you upgrade your words so you can express more and impress more. Today, you'll discover 50 powerful English synonyms grouped by how we really use them in daily life. I'll show you simple replacements, real examples, and tips you can use right away. Ready to stop sounding basic and start sounding brilliant? Let's begin. So, let's get real for a second. Have you ever felt awkward because you keep saying nice, bad, or very in every sentence? Maybe you know English, but you don't sound natural or interesting. Or you want to impress in a job interview or chat with friends, but your words feel stuck. You're not alone. Most English learners fall into this word trap. It's like having a big toolbox, but you only use one screwdriver. The problem? You lose your listener's attention. Your ideas sound smaller, and you miss chances to connect or stand out. Let's fix that today with simple, practical word swaps anyone can use. Here's a big idea. Fluency doesn't mean using super difficult or fancy vocabulary. No one needs to speak like a textbook to sound smart. Fluency is about choosing the right word for the right moment. It's about sounding clear, natural, and confident. Think of synonyms as flavor. Just like you can cook with more than just salt, you can speak with more than just good or bad. And you'll notice native speakers rarely repeat the same word again and again. They mix things up, even with simple words. Let's see how you can do the same, one word at a time. Let's start with two words you probably use every day, good and bad. Ready to level up? Instead of good, try excellent when you mean really impressive. For example, your English is excellent, or use fantastic for something fun. That concert was fantastic. Now for bad, swap in terrible when it's really negative, like the weather is terrible today, or use awful, I had an awful headache. Try saying the movie was fantastic, not just good. Say it out loud. Notice the difference? Next time, use these words to sound more interesting and natural. How many times do you say very, like very tired or very happy? Want to sound more fluent? Instead of very tired, say exhausted. For example, I'm exhausted after work. Or swap very hungry for starving. Let's eat, I'm starving. How about very big? Try huge. Their house is huge. Or very small. Use tiny. My phone is tiny. Repeat with me, I'm exhausted, I'm starving. Feels more natural, right? Use these next time you want to add power to your words. Feelings are a big part of daily English, but most learners only use happy, sad, angry. Let's expand your options. Instead of happy, use thrilled when you're very happy. I was thrilled to get the job. For sad, try upset. She looked upset after the call. For angry, say furious when you're really angry. He was furious about the mistake. If you're just a little angry, use annoyed. I was annoyed by the noise. Try using excited too. It's more natural than happy for positive events. I'm excited for the trip. Practice these. Next time you share your feelings, pick one better word. Let's talk about how you talk. Words like say, tell, and ask are used all the time. But there's more. Instead of just say, use mention for giving information. She mentioned the meeting. Or try suggest for advice. He suggested a new plan. For ask, try, inquire, a little formal, but great for work. I inquired about the price. Or use request for something official. She requested a day off. Instead of always tell, use inform when you give important info. He informed me about the changes. Try these in your next conversation. They'll help you sound more natural and professional. Ever get stuck saying think or no? Let's find some better options for your ideas. For think, use believe. When you have an opinion, I believe this is important. Or guess for a quick idea, I guess he's late. Instead of know, try, realize. When you suddenly understand something, I realized I was wrong. Or figure out for solving problems. We need to figure out the answer. Try. I believe you're right. Let's figure out a solution. Use these to share your thoughts in a more natural way. Let's upgrade your daily action words. Basic verbs like get, make, and do are everywhere, but you can easily sound better. Instead of get, use receive for gifts or info. I received your email. Or obtain for something official. She obtained a visa. For make, try create for art or ideas. They created a new app. Or prepare for food. I prepared dinner. Instead of do, use complete for tasks. I completed my homework. Or perform for actions. He performed well. Practice these. Next time you talk about your day, pick one of these verbs. Now let's level up how you describe things. Words like nice, bad, or interesting are so common, but you can do better. Instead of nice, try pleasant for a good experience. We had a pleasant evening. Or charming for a person. Your friend is charming. For bad, use poor for quality. The service was poor. Or disappointing if it didn't meet your hopes. The movie was disappointing. Instead of interesting, use fascinating for something that grabs your attention. His story was fascinating. Or engaging when you can't stop listening. The speaker was engaging. Try these in your next conversation. They'll help you sound more thoughtful and lively. Let's talk about numbers. Words like a lot, many, or sometimes want to sound more natural. Instead of a lot, try plenty. We have plenty of time. Or numerous for many items. She has numerous books. For sometimes, use occasionally. I occasionally travel for work. Or rarely for not often. He rarely eats out. Try. There are numerous reasons. I rarely watch TV. Next time you talk about how much or how often, use one of these synonyms. Now, you might be thinking, should I try to use fancy words all the time? Great question. The key is balance. Use simple words when you want to be direct. Use better synonyms when you want to add interest, show emotion, or be more specific. Imagine you're talking with a friend. You probably don't need to say exhausted every time. Sometimes tired is fine. But if you want to add color, use your new words. Practice aloud. Try swapping one word at a time in daily conversations. Don't aim for perfection, aim for progress. That's how your English grows naturally and confidently. Let's talk about confidence. Using new words can feel scary, right? Maybe you worry about making mistakes or sounding strange, but here's the truth. Vocabulary isn't about memory, it's about use. The more you use your new words, the faster they become natural. Start small. Swap one old word for a new synonym each day. For example, choose fantastic instead of good when you talk with your friend today. Little by little, your vocabulary grows and your confidence follows. Every word you use is a tiny step forward. Remember, you don't need to be perfect. Just be better than yesterday. Let's wrap up with 3 key takeaways. First, using better synonyms helps you sound more fluent and interesting. No need for difficult words. Second, practicing one new word at a time is the fastest way to improve. Third, small changes in your vocabulary make a big difference in your confidence and style. Here's your action step. Choose 2 synonyms from today's episode and use them in your next conversation. Just 2. Next time, we'll explore how to turn basic sentences into natural, flowing speech. So stay tuned for that. If today's episode helped you, share it with a friend or leave a comment with your favorite new word. Keep practicing, keep growing, and I'll see you next time.